Good evening. I'm Teresa Winterstein. Under normal circumstances, we would be showing you a really funny show, but tragedy struck the After Hours family. We have lost our producer, Aaron Dunn, and director, Eric Strom. They caught a deadly case of senioritis and will no longer be with us. Senioritis affects thousands of men and women each year. The cure? Graduation. However, because graduation was pushed back a week this year, these two mortal souls succumbed to this deadly disease. We last saw them at the Coug avoiding their work, but one can never be quite sure. I will now reenact their horrible death. Anyway, we would like to remember our fallen heroes the way they would have wanted us to, through dance. Were comic geniuses. I would compare their death to that of Abraham Lincoln, John Lennon, and Lindsay Lohan. Oh, it has come to my attention that she's not dead. Sorry. I just would have thought she would have died by now. Like I was saying, Aaron and Eric will be missed. Missed so much that without them, we totally can't continue. This episode will feature their legacy through two clips that really define them as writers, producers, and directors. Their raunchy humor and no sense of political correctness made them far superior to short shorts. Thanks for watching, and God bless.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Life was beginning to look up after the war to end all wars, but there was an imminent darkness looming. Prohibition, or the noble experiment, threatened the favorite pastime of many Americans, getting pissed drunk and making bad decisions. But no place was as affected as the urban metropolis of Pullman, Washington. Here, Washington State College was located, and in order to keep student morale up, prodigious amounts of alcohol needed to be consumed. Stay with us as we journey into Pullman, Washington, during the Dark Decade. It was a happy time for many WSC students. Life couldn't be better. The beer flowed, the women were easy, and the Munchies hot dog line was never long.
January 16th, 1920. It was a Saturday. I'll never forget that day. I had just woken up from my blackout, and the night before, I had slept with my third member of the Glee Club. It was a cold wind that swept through Pullman that day.
With the ruling of the 18th Amendment came massive bloodshed and the absence of alcohol-related deaths. The Pullman locals still mourn those days as the Crimson Buzzkill.
You may have heard of the Kent State shootings, or the Holocaust. These events were only trivial when compared to the Pullman Prohibition pub protests.
People were documented licking the last morsels of the cheap, flat beer that was left in kegs for weeks. Then the realization hit. The students were going to have to make their own beer.
Nobody really knew how to make drinks at first. It was more or less a juvenile process.
Well, they tried many ways. The city of Pullman was once crawling with snow leopards, but a rumor got out that their liver contained alcohol, and following a lousy football season, the snow leopard population had become extinct.
Yeah, I ate snow leopard. We all did. None of us got drunk, though.
a little queasy, so I guess it was like drinking. Hutton put us into a blood rage, but that was really the only effect. In fact, we've changed our mascot from the Scotty Terrier to the Snow Leopard because of its vital existence. I guess when the horror wore off, we just got rid of the spots, and then we became the Cougars.
Pullman citizen Jim Anderson even went as far as to claim himself as Jesus and tried to convert the water into wine.
And now,
It wasn't until 1924 when Orton Rogers, a sophomore general studies major, through sheer accident, discovered the process to form alcohol.
Orton lived next door to me. He lived in a filthy apartment and stunk like a dead flapper. Wilma Davis, the town floozy, came by to visit him when she found a loaf of bread floating in stagnant water in his unused bathtub. The bread had fermented for a month. She tried a piece of it and got drunk. That's when we knew we had something big here.
Everyone knew Orton Rogers after that day. If the person next to you smelled like moldy bread, you knew they were juiced.
Yeah, the speakeasy where Orton Rogers lived was by far the most popular. Him, Duncan Dunn, Wilma Davis, Orton Rogers, and Stevenson Waller always had a full tub. And they had Officer Gannon Goldsworthy on their side, so nobody was going to stop them.
Things started to look up for the students of Washington State College. Their favorite pastime had returned, and once again, ugly chicks were getting laid. But then, tragedy struck.
It was kind of revolutionary, actually. For a vigorous 15 minutes in the bathroom with Wilma Davis, Scott Cohen tossed her pantaloons in the bathtub. Forgot about them. Until one fateful night, 2 months later, when Cohen returned and took a drink out of that bathtub. Stevenson found him dead the next morning.
The reason they were called pink panty droppers is that when they drank them, they dropped. Dead.
12 people died because of that batch of contaminated alcohol. It was the largest alcohol-related incident in Pullman since the beginning of the Prohibition.
The news of this tragedy spread to Washington, D.C., and a revolution was started against alcohol prohibition. This sparked President Roosevelt to take action.
Many people think that the ending of Prohibition was because of the need for taxing alcohol. But we all knew that it was because of Wilma Davis and her panties.
In this H2 exclusive, we have accessed the historic document that ended this affirmation. Pullman, Washington, and the world were forever changed after that fateful decade and 3 years. Washington State College would later commemorate the Speakeasy Squad and their legacy by naming their residence halls after them. Thank you for watching our special. Please stay tuned to H2 for Pimp My Cannon with Exhibit. And thank you for watching H2 for the young, fresh historian. I'm Robbie Irish. Good night, and drink up.
Thanks for watching Cable Access 7, Ritzville's #1 cable access channel. Up next is Myth Bashers, which is replacing Mr. Smiley's Gerbil Emporium.
This is Leslie and Noah. Between them, they have over 40 years of life experience and 3 months of camera experience. Leslie works at Zips and Noah's temporarily unemployed. If anyone wants to give him a job, he'll work for $9 an hour. Behind the camera is Micah, Noah's 13-year-old stepbrother, who also is unemployed because no one wants their lawn mowed in the winter. These men have a hatred for myths and a love for bashing. When we combine their talents, we have Myth Bashers. Do not try this at home.
Hey folks, we got a great show for you today. But first we'd like to apologize to the Johansson family. Billy's recovering nicely and will soon gain ability to use his appendages again.
Now for stuff that isn't lame. Today we're going to be busting one of the biggest myths in town. Does Leslie's mom really have C cups, or does she stuff?
Wait, what?
Come on, man, that other thing we were going to do with eating 6 saltines under a minute was totally lame. This is what the town wants to know about. Your mom's boobies.
We can't do that! That's gross, man!
Yeah, come on, Noah, this is nice.
Shut up, Micah! A dog can do your job better than you do. Now, this has been troubling me for plenty of sleepless nights here, and I'm sure it's troubled just about the rest of the town. Please, I need to know. Are they real? Please!
Okay. But not cool, man. Not cool.
Now, let's take a look at Leslie's mom. Now, I'll circle the articles in question here. And as you can see, they're quite nice. Leslie, I'd do your mom.
Dude. Not cool. Not cool.
Leslie, you're just going to have to trust the process. Now, we started the show for one reason, to bash myths. Now, you're just going to have to hang with me on this one. Besides, I've already invited down an expert to help us with this dilemma.
Expert? What expert?
This guy, Jerry Strzelski, I met him downtown. Totally wants your mom. Come on in.
No way, man.
Listen, we don't have all time to fight about this. Come on in, Jerry. Welcome, Jerry. It was so nice of you to leave that box that I found you in.
What do you want?
Boobs.
I'm in.
Now, Jerry, what can you tell our audience about your experiences with breasts?
Well, back when I was touring with Warrant, before you were even milking on those knockers, I got my sweet cherry pie and then some.
Very nice. Now, what can you tell us from looking at this picture of Leslie's mom? What you think of these C cups and the possibility that they might be stuffed?
Nice, very nice. What we have here, fellas, is a classic C cup. Perky, but not to the point of annoyance. I would say a small possibility that they may be stuffed.
See? Are you happy, Noah? Can we move on from this now?
No! I must know the truth. We must bash this myth.
Now, guys, if you really want to know if the broad's fun bags are real, all you got to do is play a little snatch and grab.
Wait, I thought we were just talking about my mom's boobs.
No, you just got to go up there and grab those gazanzas.
That's my mom, man!
All right, here's what we're going to do. First, we go upstairs. Then we'll meet your banging mom in the kitchen. And you ask your MILF of a mom a real complicated question. Something long like, what do you think of Obama's current immigration policy on our northern borders? And while she's thinking about it, real long like, I'll sneak in from under the kitchen counter and grab those luscious knockers.
No way. No way. You're asking me to allow you to violate my mother? You sick pervert.
Leslie, think of the viewers here. We have to bash this myth. Do you want to get replaced by the gerbils again?
I hate that show. That clown and those gerbils creep me out. Fine, whatever.
That's the spirit. Now let's go upstairs.
Hi, Leslie. Hi, Micah. Micah, are you filming me?
Mom, I had a question for you. What's your opinion on Obama's healthcare policy?
What?
Yep, they're totally real. Dude, so not cool. Oh!
God, the memories. Kinda chokes me up inside. Well, that's it for After Hours. Because the genius of Aaron and Eric will be long gone, next year we will be bringing you Short Hours, because we are merging with short shorts. You know, I just can't take this. I can't watch this amazing show fall apart. Oh, happy bowling pin!